Now we are going to discuss some best practices and tips of string functions. First, we will discuss the tips while doing pattern matching. So first is, whenever possible, use like statements in place of regex expressions. Like statements are much more efficient than regex expressions. And do not use similar to statements because you can do the similar task by using regex functions. And if it is possible to use the same task with like statements, do with the like statements. Like and regex are far more efficient than similar to statements. And next is, avoid any unnecessary string operations such as replace, upper, and lower. String functions are the most resource extensive functions and you should use them carefully. So suppose if your data is in lowercase or uppercase, you should first find out what all functions are necessary for pattern matching. You should not just write lower everywhere if your all the data and all the columns are in lowercase. So it is advisable to first have a look at your data, analyze your data, and then try to write optimized query, avoiding any unnecessary string functions. So while performing string operations, try to use trim instead of replace. You can use replace to remove spaces, but trim function does the same job more efficiently. So try to use trim whenever possible instead of replace while removing spaces. And again, to avoid using any unnecessary string columns, if it is possible, try to change the data types of string to date or number. So for example, most of the time you will be getting dates in string format. It is advisable to convert those strings into proper date formats or number formats. Similarly, if you are getting revenue with the dollar sign and comma, it is advisable to convert those strings into numbers.